Your liver might be dying, and you won't feel a thing. No pain, no warning, just a slow, silent breakdown inside your body. I'm a doctor, and I've seen it too often. Folks over 60 who look fine on the outside, but inside, their liver is inflamed, overloaded, and barely holding on. They blame age, they blame fatigue, poor sleep, stiff joints. But in many cases, it's not age. It's the liver quietly crying out, and no one's listening. Here's the truth. Your liver doesn't need a cleanse, it needs help. And with the right foods and habits, it can repair itself, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. In this video, I'll show you 7 doctor-approved foods and 3 habits that can revive your liver. Gently, naturally, starting now. Subscribe to Golden Heart Advice if you care about living stronger, longer, and wiser. Let's begin. Let's talk about the truth about your liver. After 60, most people barely think about their liver until something goes wrong. But as a doctor, I can tell you this. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs in your body. And after 60, it doesn't just deserve more attention, it needs it. Your liver performs over 500 vital tasks. It creates bile, that golden fluid responsible for breaking down fat and absorbing nutrients like vitamin D. It processes every medication you take, filters toxins from your blood, and balances your hormones. It stores energy, regulates cholesterol, and even supports your immune system by helping make proteins that fight off infections. The problem is, after decades of small insults, poor sleep, processed food, long-term medications, alcohol, even emotional stress, your liver begins to wear down. Slowly, quietly, and when it happens, it doesn't shout. It whispers. You might feel unusually tired after meals or notice that your skin feels drier than before. Maybe your thinking isn't as sharp, or you wake up slightly nauseous without knowing why. Your joints might ache a little more. Fatty foods become harder to digest. Sleep becomes lighter, more restless. Most people chalk it up to aging, but in many cases it's the liver, quietly waving a white flag. Let me tell you about Walter, one of my patients. He's 68, active and sharp. But over the past year, he felt like he was slowing down. He blamed it on age until a routine blood test revealed elevated liver enzymes. Turns out, years of taking over-the-counter pain relievers for back discomfort had taken a toll. We didn't panic. We didn't prescribe anything extreme, just made a few key adjustments to his diet and routine. 6 weeks later, Walter felt lighter, more focused. His sleep improved, his numbers dropped, and he started telling friends, "I didn't know how foggy I was until the fog lifted." That's the beauty of the liver. It's resilient, it can heal, even after 60, but only if you know how to support it. So let's begin with the first and most powerful food group, one that keeps helping your liver even after you stop eating it. Let's talk about the vegetable that keeps detoxing you. If there's one group of vegetables I recommend to every senior who walks into my office, it's cruciferous vegetables. That includes broccoli, kale, arugula, Brussels sprouts, mustard greens, and radishes. But these aren't just healthy in the general sense. They're one of the few foods that actually help your liver clean itself better. And the effect lasts far beyond the meal. The secret lies in a compound called sulforaphane. It's a natural substance found in these vegetables that activates your body's most powerful internal detox system. Think of it like flipping a switch that tells your liver it's time to clean house. Sulforaphane helps your liver neutralize toxins, lower inflammation, and even clear out excess fat, especially the kind that builds up silently over the years. What makes it even more impressive is that studies show sulforaphane doesn't just work while you're eating these vegetables. It can continue to support your liver for days, sometimes even weeks. after you've stopped. That's right, your liver keeps benefiting from that broccoli salad long after you've washed the dishes. When I first read this research, even I was stunned. As a doctor, I've seen countless health fads come and go. Sulforaphane's ability to keep the liver active days, sometimes weeks, later? That made me stop and reread the study twice, but here's something most people don't know. If you cook these vegetables too much, especially by boiling, you can destroy the very enzyme that activates sulforaphane. That's why I often suggest eating them raw, lightly steamed, or pairing them with mustard. Yes, mustard. Because mustard seeds are also cruciferous, and they contain the enzyme that can rescue the sulforaphane even when your veggies have been cooked. One of my favorite simple liver-friendly meals is an arugula salad with a touch of mustard dressing. It's light, refreshing, and gives your liver exactly the kind of support it craves. There's solid science behind this. A study from Stanford University showed that regular intake of cruciferous vegetables led to a 70% increase in glutathione, your liver's master antioxidant. That's like giving your liver a fresh team of helpers ready to tackle toxins and repair cells more efficiently. And the benefits go beyond the liver. People often report clearer thinking, better digestion, and even more stable energy just from adding a few servings of these greens each week. So if you've been avoiding broccoli since childhood, it might be time to reconsider. Not for taste, but for your health. And if you already enjoy these vegetables, that's fantastic. Your liver is probably smiling right now. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you had a salad with arugula, kale, or broccoli sprouts? If it's been a while, maybe today's the day to bring them back onto your plate, because some foods just nourish, but these, they help your liver fight back. Let's talk about spices that gently scrub your liver clean. Not all medicine comes in a bottle. Sometimes it's already sitting in your kitchen cabinet, hidden in something as small as a pinch of turmeric or a clove of garlic. These two spices, ancient, humble, and often overlooked, are among the most powerful natural allies your liver can have. Let's start with turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a bright yellow compound that has been studied in hundreds of clinical trials. Curcumin is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and, most importantly, regenerative. It doesn't just soothe a stressed liver, it helps your liver grow new, healthy cells. One of my patients, Linda, age 70, came to me after years of daily headaches and bloating. She had been using acetaminophen almost every week for over a decade. Her liver numbers were high, she wasn't sleeping well, and she felt sluggish every afternoon. We didn't make drastic changes, we just started small, vital with turmeric. She began every morning with what I call golden milk. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a teaspoon of olive oil, gently stirred into warm almond milk. Why black pepper? Because it boosts the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. Why olive oil? Because curcumin is fat-soluble. It needs healthy fat to work effectively. Within 3 weeks, Linda's bloating improved, her sleep got deeper, her afternoon fatigue faded, her lab numbers didn't lie, her liver was recovering. Now let's talk about garlic. Garlic is rich in sulfur compounds, the very same compounds your liver uses to process toxins. Think of them like little scrub brushes, cleaning the walls of your liver from the inside. Garlic also contains allicin, a powerful antibacterial and antifungal agent that helps reduce the burden of toxins created by gut bacteria or old infections. More importantly, garlic has been shown to reduce fat in the liver, especially in people with fatty liver disease. Just a few cloves per week, roasted, crushed, or added to meals, keatin can provide real benefit. The best part? You don't have to eat it raw. Roasted garlic, when crushed before cooking and allowed to sit for 10 minutes, still retains many of its healing compounds. I often tell my patients, turmeric clears the fog, garlic scrubs the floor. Together, they help your liver shine again. So if you're looking for an easy way to begin healing, don't look further than your spice rack. One warm drink in the morning, one garlic-rich dish for dinner. That's all it takes to begin making change. And let me ask, have you ever tried golden milk? If not, maybe this week is the time. Your liver is already working hard for you. Let these spices return the favor. Let's talk about foods that help your liver bounce back. Some foods nourish, others restore. But a rare few have the power to help your liver bounce back, to recover, rebuild, and regain the strength it once had. Beets and mushrooms are two of those quiet healers. And for many people over 60, they're an overlooked gift. Let's begin with beets. Beets are more than just a colorful root on your plate. They're rich in natural compounds called betalains, pigments that support liver detox, reduce inflammation, and help the body break down fat stored inside the liver. They also encourage the production of bile, the fluid your liver makes to digest fats and carry waste out of the body. For those with elevated liver enzymes or early signs of fatty liver, I often suggest adding a half cup of steamed beets to dinner twice a week. That's not much, but it's enough to trigger a gentle cleansing effect. Just remember, it's better to eat beets steamed or roasted rather than juiced. The fiber in whole beets helps slow down sugar absorption, keeping your insulin levels balanced, something that matters deeply after 60. Now let's turn to mushrooms. Among all vegetables, shrooms stand out for one major reason: glutathione. Glutathione is your liver's master antioxidant. It's like a shield protecting liver cells from damage caused by toxins, medications, and oxidative stress. Mushrooms, especially oyster, shiitake, and turkey tail varieties, contain unusually high levels of this compound, along with beta-glucans that support immune function and reduce liver inflammation. In simple terms, mushrooms help your liver recover from daily life. And here's the best part: you don't need a plateful. Just a handful of mushrooms in your soup or stir-fry a couple of times a week can make a real difference. Some of my senior patients say it also helps with energy and mental clarity, especially in the late afternoon. One woman, age 74, told me she added mushrooms and beets to her meals for a month and felt cleaner inside. Not in the detox fad sense, but like her body was finally running smoother. That's what liver health feels like when it starts improving. Not dramatic, but steady, clear, and calm. So the next time you're shopping, pick up a beet, grab a bag of mushrooms, and remember, your liver can recover, but it needs the right materials to rebuild. Let's talk about healthy fats that heal, not harm. For decades, fat was the villain. You were told to cut it, avoid it, fear it, especially as you got older. But today, we know better. Not all fat harms your body. In fact, the right fats can help your liver heal. Let's start with one of nature's most perfect packages, the avocado. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind your liver loves. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, support hormone balance, and help lower liver fat. They're also packed with antioxidants like vitamin E and glutathione, both of which play key roles in protecting liver cells from damage. You don't need to eat an avocado every day. In fact, studies show that eating just one avocado per week can lead to significant improvements in liver enzyme levels and insulin sensitivity. That means better metabolism, more stable energy, and less fat buildup inside your liver. Now let's talk about olive oil, something I recommend to nearly every patient over 60. Just 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil per day can make a big difference. Olive oil has been shown to reduce fat accumulation in the liver, improve insulin function, and even lower markers of inflammation in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's powerful, especially for something so simple. Olive oil works best when it's used raw or gently warmed. In salad dressings over steamed vegetables or stirred into warm soup before serving. It's not about pouring it by the cup. It's about consistency. A little bit every day gives your liver exactly what it needs. I remember one patient, a retired school principal, who had been on a strict, low-fat diet for years. She came to me with signs of fatigue, brittle nails, dry skin, and rising liver enzymes. When we added avocado and olive oil back into her meals, something shifted. Her skin became more supple, her digestion improved, and her lab numbers started to stabilize. She told me it was the first time in years she felt her body was actually absorbing what she ate. That's the power of healthy fat. Your liver uses fat not just for fuel, but for building hormones, repairing cells, and running your metabolism. Starve it of good fat, and it struggles. Feed it well, and it heals. So if you've been avoiding fat out of habit or fear, it might be time to let go of that old story. Your liver doesn't want less fat. It wants the right fat. Let's talk about 3 daily liver habits that make a big difference. Healing your liver isn't about making big, dramatic changes overnight. It's about building small, steady habits. The kind that quietly protect your health day after day. Let's check in together. Have you ever felt bloated after eating or unusually tired after a light lunch? Maybe your sleep feels restless for no clear reason. If you said yes to any of those, your liver might be asking for help, not loudly, but quietly. I often remind my older patients that the liver is like a faithful worker. It shows up for you every morning, no matter how it felt the night before. But even the most reliable worker needs the right tools to do the job well. The first habit I suggest is simple. Add a handful of fresh greens to your lunch: arugula, kale, broccoli sprouts, anything from the cruciferous family. Raw greens carry the enzymes and compounds your liver needs to activate its internal detox pathways. Just a few leaves in your sandwich or salad can make a difference over time. You don't need to eat a bowl full. You just need to be consistent. The second habit is something I call a morning liver hug. For many of my patients, that means starting the day with a warm turmeric drink, golden milk as some call it, a teaspoon of turmeric, a little black pepper, and healthy fat like almond milk or olive oil. It's comforting, anti-inflammatory, and sets the tone for better digestion all day long. The third habit is often the easiest. Swap one store-bought dressing or cooking oil with extra virgin olive oil. Just 1 teaspoon a day, used raw, gives your liver the kind of fat it can actually use to repair itself. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s feel more regular, more alert, even sleep better after just a few weeks of this one change. What makes these habits powerful isn't how hard they are, it's how repeatable they are. No crash diets, no extreme detoxes, just small acts of care done daily. And here's something beautiful. Your liver doesn't need perfection, it just needs attention. So ask yourself, which one of these can you try tomorrow? A few fresh greens, a warm turmeric drink, a teaspoon of real olive oil? Pick one, stick with it. Let your body tell you how it feels, because change doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers back with energy, clarity, and peace. Sometimes the best way to understand what's possible is through someone else's journey. Raymond is 73. He's a retired postmaster who loved gardening, but over the past 2 years he felt increasingly sluggish. He started skipping breakfast, relied on processed snacks, and took a daily pain reliever for his knees. Slowly, he lost energy and found himself sleeping lighter, waking up groggy, and feeling bloated after meals. During a routine checkup, his liver enzymes came back high. It wasn't a crisis, but it was a sign. Raymond was developing fatty liver. He didn't need medication. He needed a plan, so we created one together. It was simple, gentle, and easy to follow. On Monday, he began with a small arugula salad at lunch with mustard dressing and a few broccoli sprouts. On Tuesday and Wednesday, he added garlic roasted vegetables to dinner. On Thursday, he had beet soup and sautéed mushrooms with brown rice. On Saturday, he sliced half an avocado over whole grain toast and drizzled it with a touch of olive oil. And every single morning, he warmed up a golden turmeric drink before breakfast. That was it. No pills, no shakes, no diets, just real food placed intentionally. After 6 weeks, his numbers improved, his sleep deepened, his energy came back, but more than that, he felt clear again. "It's like my body started trusting me," he told me, "like I was finally giving it what it needed." What Raymond experienced wasn't just a liver detox, it was a shift in rhythm, in attention, in care. And that's what I hope for you too. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need a rhythm that supports the liver you still have, one that's been fighting for you since the day you were born. So what will your reset week look like? 1 salad, 1 turmeric tea, 1 avocado toast? Start small, start now. And tell me in the comments, what will you try first? Your liver has worked quietly for you every single day of your life. It filtered toxins, balanced hormones, and protected your health without asking for thanks. But after 60, it needs care. The good news is just a few simple foods and habits can help it recover. You've seen the steps, now it's your turn. What will you try first? Garlic, turmeric, or something new? And what's one liver health tip you learned today that surprised you? Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to Golden Heart Advice, where your wisdom meets your wellness. Because after 60, healing isn't about going backward, it's about moving forward with strength